Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. All right. So, today we will be editing our next YouTube video. There's been a couple series we've been doing where we do a couple taste tests, or I do a couple taste tests. So I'm going to show you how I edit those and kind of how I make shorts for YouTube and Instagram from that longer video. So you can kind of see in my timeline right here. I'll zoom in a little bit. I kind of use markers to break off each segment so I know where each individual item can be. So that's how I know, okay, this chunk could be a short, this chunk could be a short, this chunk could be a short. Essentially, everything between each marker can be its own standalone piece of content. And everything that's essentially to this first marker, I've kind of already completed, which is the intro. So we can kind of run through the intro real quick. Hopefully everything's sounding good and looking all right. I think my camera's not in the way because we'll mostly be working in this space right here. So it should be fine. If it's in the way, let me know. But yeah, so here's the intro I've made so far. Today we're trying Japanese candy. I like to add some stupid music and sound effects. First up. Okay, so now we're into our first item, which is, so this video is taste testing Japanese candies. So this first one is a cola flavored gummy. So anything you see that's green right here is something I've done, which is called a nest. So essentially, if you make a nest, it creates its own sequence. But anything you do to the footage that's on top right here, let's zoom in. So anything I do to this right here will not affect the footage that's on the bottom. So let's say I probably want to zoom in on this. So let's open this. So this is the original footage. So let's see, I want to punch this in a little bit. Let's move it over here. Let's center that up a little bit. Okay, so you see up in the top of the timeline right here, it shows that I have made a nested sequence. So that's all. We don't need to do anything with it. We just close that. Now you can see here, excuse me, it shows that zoomed in footage that I've punched in on the original clip. Now, on my left side, under the effects, there's a couple presets that I use. If you haven't seen any of the videos, or you can tell from here, I occasionally like to use like a push and a pull. It's like a slow push in and pull. Depends on how long the clip itself that the effect is being applied to is. But essentially, from start to finish, it will apply a pull or push effect. So you can see here. Today we're trying push Japanese candy. Pull, push. I don't do it for every clip, but kind of what I like to do for this one is, since it is kind of going or meant for shorts and social media, you want to kind of always keep the viewer engaged. So you want something moving, something interesting. And I don't use it for every frame, especially if it's more effective, just use a still of a close-up of someone. Yeah, I like to add a little bit of movement to each scene to kind of keep the engagement. So for this one, we want to see the product as well. So we'll add a push. So all you do is drag the effect on top. So you can see that's first up. It just pushes in. And now let's say I didn't do that. And so if you push in on this one, essentially it will mess up the frame size. And sometimes you'll see to where like you have your frame set here. If you add an effect, it will push in or pull out so much that you get to see the black edges to where you're no longer in frame. So let's undo that. So that's the image we want to push in on. And now that it's in the nest, if I add the push, it doesn't alter the original footage. So whatever I do on this top layer, it's a great freeze frame. Hell yeah. Yeah, so whatever I do on this top nested layer does not affect my original footage. So that's really nice if you have a specific shot you're wanting and don't want to alter it with any type of effects or anything like that. So yeah, so let's kind of fine tweak this one. First up, we got some nice, some frame rate going. First up, if you ever have issues with your frame rate, I'm usually running it at like half quality. But sometimes you can run it at fourth. We'll give this another go and kind of see if it's going to be a little struggle or not. If it'll kind of be a struggle running with the stream, we'll just lower the quality and it should be fine. What's up? Gummy, cola flavored. So here, there's a little bit of dead space. So let's cut that out. Cola flavored. And then, so pretty much the effects I did right there to make those quick cuts, I'll show you guys. So let's just zoom out and I'll just grab a piece of footage. So over here I have my bins organized. I'll show you how I organize my bins after this. So let's just grab a regular piece of footage here. Okay, and now we will zoom in on it. So here, you can just tell by the audio, there's dead space. unless I'm doing something dumb with my hands like I'm usually doing. There's a little whoosh. Let's just say I don't want any of this. So what I can do is my keyboard shortcuts, I have E is apply edit to all tracks. So instead of typically in Premiere, if you hit C, it'll bring out your razor. You can kind of cut, wherever, if they're linked. Typically, I like to unlink all of my things because I don't want to cut the audio and video all at the same time. So let's go ahead and unlink. But what I have is E, it applies a cut to all of the tracks. So for example, over here, I have multiple tracks, audio, video, whatever. So if let's say I have like a multicam sequence or multiple video and audio layers, instead of having to hit C and cut through every single layer, I just hit E and it applies that cut to every single thing that the playhead is on. So we see the dead space here. We'll delete that. So we zoom in a little bit, and I didn't quite, let's just say we're testing it for audio's sake. So we want the audio to start probably here. So what you can do is, the main buttons I use to quickly cut through raw footage are Q, W, and E. So we already talked about E, which is the apply edit to all tracks. So the cut straight down through the playhead. Q is a ripple to the previous cut. So ripple delete to the previous cut. So the previous cut is this right here, or like the dead space. So go here. If I hit Q, it deletes everything from where the playhead is to where that last cut was. And then W is a ripple delete going forwards to the next play. So let's just example here. And then let's say we had a cut here, and then I didn't want any of this right here. So if I hit W from here, it will delete this whole section, right? Oh, you can't see that, sorry. Let's drag this way. Okay, so we made our cut. Now we're between two cuts, so we don't want any of this footage that's to the right of the playhead here. So we drag, let's say about here, that looks okay, and we hit W, which for me is ripple delete to the next cut. So this whole footage right here will be deleted, and then we're just at the cut we made previously. And then we could do the opposite. If I only wanted this footage that's right here, and I wanted to delete this footage here, I could hit Q, and it will go backwards. So it's really quick, time saving. You can go through some raw footage very quickly. Let's say like, I don't want any of this. So we'll hit E to apply that whole cut there. And now this is all dead audio. So now we hit Q to go back. And same thing. This looks good. We don't want any of that. That to that. And let's say we cut here and then here. And we don't want this audio. This audio is no good. We can hit W. And then this is all dead, so we just select and delete. Another handy tip you can do is sometimes this empty space. See how it highlights? Oh, you can. My camera's too big. Let me move myself off the timeline. Where's a good spot for me, actually? There is no good spot for me. We'll just move all this this way. Cool. Okay. So if there's space between clips and you want to push them together, usually you can just hit that and see how the space is highlighted. If you hit backspace or delete, it will just bring them together. Sometimes this doesn't work if you have audio running underneath it in the long form to where the audio would inhibit the full clips from merging. Just a heads up, sometimes that can be a hiccup. But typically overall with clips, if you delete a big chunk in the middle and want to merge the rest of them, you can just hit delete and it will bring those all together. Now this footage was just examples, so we don't need that. I've already cut the raw footage to where I like it. There would be some small trims here and there, but essentially from here on out, it was just me fine tweaking the footage. So I don't want the full, excuse me, I got the burps. So I don't want the full frame, I guess, typically that's from the camera on every shot. So just me going through, kind of listening to the audio, seeing where it makes sense. Like, what am I saying? Am I saying some dumb shit? Which probably yes. Sometimes you can drop the audio out, and in regards to, like, I typically have music and sound effects playing through, so sometimes just a cut in the audio and the music at least can have a more dramatic effect, comedic or intense, depending on what you want. For me, typically comedic, so I just do dumb shit. But yeah, so now we're just gonna go through and kind of see what the dealio is. So I have here. First up, Penta Gugami cola flavor. Cola flavor. Let's kind of showcase the bag and my dumb face. And then, so typically I want myself to be centered, but because I'm showcasing something off to the side, we'll just kind of leave the frame kind of where it is right there. And then I don't want to add a push or a pull because I think that's fine. It's a short clip. Actually, let me check my Twitch real quick because sometimes I forget to update the title. It's fine. We can fix that in post. Okay. Actually, no. Let me check that real quick. Be right back. What's up? First up, Penta Gugami cola flavored. Penta Gugami cola flavored. Penta Gugami cola flavored. It's a little face on there. I don't know. gummy, cola flavored. It's a little, got a little face on there. First up, Penta gummy, cola flavored. It's a little, got a little face on there. I don't know if you can see. First up, Penta gummy, cola flavored. It's a little, got a little face on there. I don't know if you can see. First up, cola flavored. It's a little, got a little face on there. I don't know if you can see. Face on there. I don't know if you can see. Yeah. If I can put your tongue through. Yeah. If I can put. Yeah. If I can put your tongue through this thing. If I can put your tongue through this. It's not appropriate. But if I can put your tongue through this. If I can put your tongue through this thing. That's not appropriate. That tastes really good. That's not appropriate. That tastes and see. Go ahead and put your tongue through this thing. That's not perfect. That tastes really good. Good. I don't like and put your tongue through this thing. That's not perfect. Got a little face on there. You can see. Go ahead and put your tongue through this thing. That's not perfect. That tastes really good. I don't like soda, but I like soda flavored gummies. Soda, but I like soda flavored gummies. That's good. That's a great start. That's a 7 out of 10. That's good. That's a great First up, Pet the Gummy, cola flavored. It's got a little face on there. I don't know if you can see. If I can put your tongue through this thing, that's not perfect. But it tastes really good. I don't like soda, but I like soda flavored gummies. That's good. That's a great start. That's a 7. That's a good start, baby. That's a good start, baby. All right. Oh, well, I've been muted this whole time, so sorry about that. I've been dropping gems and not talking, so it's a noob streamer for you. But yeah, so it looks like it's not letting me play through smoothly while I'm streaming if I don't render each part. So right here is the gummy, grape gummy. So we're just rendering this part. And,
we got
it plays
mochi goo
smoothly. Pretty much what I was talking about in the while it was muted. I was kind of talking about nested sequences, kind of what they do. the hotkey I use for them, and things like that. So essentially nested sequence, it doesn't affect the footage below. So if I open this, you can see the original footage right here, and then I can click this and I can adjust it however I want. It's a great freeze frame. So like you see the space right here, that means that's where the frame or the camera cuts off. So there's no, you don't want to use that because then there's just nothing there. So we'll slide that back a little bit, and then we'll adjust the height so I'm kind of centered. Then we'll just close this. That's all you got to do. And yeah, that's pretty good. So you can see from here is what we adjusted. Now if I add anything on top of this, it will not affect the original footage. So we kind of talked about that last time. Can't remember if I was muted or not. So yeah, let's add a pull. So a pull will always slightly zoom in when you add it on top, at least the one I have. So you just got to keep that in mind. So it's a little closer, not much. And now it will just do a slight pull, which is what you just named it. And then grape flavor. So it's just me just talking about what the product is. It's just like a grape flavor gummy. So yeah, we're just going to keep adjusting this one. This one will be a push, so that's fine. I like grape flavored things. That's just me talking again. Nothing important, nothing funny, just some straight up information. Okay. Alright. Then we have, that's probably good. Okay. Flavored things. Almost had a little pull. So I made them muted, but I was talking about how I like to, it kind of highlights over here in the effects area, which effect I've just applied, which is nice because sometimes if I'm doing a couple things in between applying effects, I'll forget which one I used previously. And I don't like to add, like pull and then next cut pull. It's kind of jarring. So I like to do a contrast, push, pull, push, pull. And it's nice, it highlights the last one you just used. So I just use pull, so I'll know on the next one to use push. Yeah, so we added push here. Flavored things. It's pull. So this is push. It's me dropping them gums. It's an interesting clip, so we'll do that. And we're gonna push here, so I have to remember I don't want to be as close as I think I do. So I'll put myself right in the middle, do a little push. Can we slide? Could probably slide myself a little to the right. So go back to the original clip, adjust. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Okay, so there's that. Oh, look at that freeze frame. Oh yeah. Can we get it? Oh. Oh, we did. Okay, perfect. Alright, we're zooming in on that. He got me dazed and confused. God damn, boy. Sure. Okay. Actually, okay. We're going to do something here. We're going to copy this. And we don't want it exactly there, so for the rest of the clip, we actually probably want it. That's going to be a pull. So, yeah, it's probably fine. Okay, so we'll just throw a pull. Actually, no, let's delete this. Delete that. Okay, so we have the original clip here. Oh shit, that's not what we want to do. So we have this. Let's copy that, close, delete that, paste the original clip. Okay, so now we have to find that freeze frame, which was somewhere over here. Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add a frame hold. So now that's all that is. It's just this stupid ass face. Let's see what this next clip is actually.
It's a great gummy.
Okay, so what we'll do, I don't know if you guys watch Tim and Eric, but how I like to edit is pretty closely related to Tim and Eric. So we're just going to use our regular razor tool because I don't want to cut through this whole audio. So we'll do something kind of like, okay. Let's see what, I forgot what other.
It's a great gummy.
Okay. So this is fine. We'll make a nest. I'm not a bird, dude, because I'm just nesting. Okay. Alright. Okay. So we got a push here. Did it not add it? Okay. So I want to make these all black and white. So we'll click this. If you go to window, sometimes they'll have different windows blocked across the top of your project right here. But I don't have them visible. So if you go to workspaces and you hit color, this will bring you to like your color correction area. There's a bunch of shit you can do in here. But essentially all I want to do for this clip is no saturation. We're doing black and white, and that's it. That's all we want to do. So now we'll go back to my workspace. And so kind of zoom in here. And so what you can do is you can copy this, and then if you right click and hit paste attributes, it should do it. It did not. Hell yeah. Copy. Paste attributes. It's not going to do it. Why? Why? Wonder if I come through here. Lumetri color. I can copy that. And here I can maybe paste it. Yeah. We're going to have to do it the old-fashioned way, which is fine. So essentially, I want this to be, I don't know if you've ever seen Tim and Eric, but they have like the stupid like glitching black and white, slowly zoom in. That's the shit I want to do with this. Okay. So we'll have here, let's get rid of these nested sequences. So we'll just drag these to the nest folder, out of the way. So here's my sound effects folder. Sometimes you can just grab some audio and copy and paste it and just chop it up real finely to get the effect I'm looking for. That'll be fine. So we'll just cut this. We'll select it. We'll copy it. Now, this audio here, not important. Get rid of it. Gone. I just fucked everything up. Can I not undo? What did I do? Oh god, what have I done? I just went to the end of the project. Okay. I thought I really fucked myself there. Okay. So now, this audio, select. Get out of here. Don't need. Go to the cut. Let's paste the audio. Okay, so now we have this. And then we'll kind of do that. And now we can just alt drag click. I was talking about that earlier, but I think I was muted because I'm dumb as shit. If you want to duplicate any section you have highlighted, you can click it so you see how this box is highlighted. Hold down alt and then drag. Now it's important, you have to release click before you release alt. If you release Alt first, it will just move the clip. So you have to keep holding down Alt until you're ready to release, or until you have the clip where you want it. Otherwise, it will just move it and not duplicate it. So let's keep doing that, because that's what we want. Like that. And excuse me, I got the burps. Okay. And then we want to zoom a little bit, each one. Actually, what we can do, let's just merge all these. Let's merge. Merge, merge, merge. Actually, these are all the same clip. So it's just a frame hold. So we can delete that. Come here, extend this frame hold. Yep, okay. And now we can extend this sequence to here. And then we'll just do a slow push. We'll add a slightly more of a zoom to this dumbass face. Okay, perfect. Now, I know this isn't the rest of the sequence, but I just want to, I really want to render it to see what it sounds like. So we'll come here. We're in. Let's go out here so we give a little breathing room to kind of see what we got. Oh, Maythia. Why is the chat not popping up in my stream? I had it that way. How you doing, man? Thanks for stopping in. I had the chat overlay set up to show, and it is not showing. So that's cool. Is that emote you? It looks like you from far away. How's the range, man? Also, thank you for letting me know my mic was muted. I was probably talking for at least 15 minutes just to nobody. I mean, I'm probably talking to no one anyway, because I don't know how many people are watching, but... Alright, we got... Oh, let's see this shit. Mochigu Grape, which is mochi juice, the name of it. And then grape flavor. I like grape flavored things. That's a grape gummy, dog. Okay, I want that to be... Can you hear the... I'm sorry, back hurt. Glad it was good, though. Can you hear Premiere's audio? Like, can you hear the audio from the video I'm editing? So actually, I want this to be like that. I want it to be like... That's what I want it to be like. I don't know if you probably can't see that because my fucking big ass head's in the way. Eek. Okay. All right. Okay, this one, that's a good size. Okay. So we want just every, oh shoot. We want all like this. Okay. I don't know why it's not letting me snap in the timeline. It's slightly annoying. Let's go ahead and make a handful of them. Probably need about 350 of these things. So yeah, I released Alt before I released click, and it just drug the clip. Drugged. Okay. Now I'm just gonna line these up. And now this is actually this is gonna be big brain right here. This is gonna be big brain. So we probably need at least double this. So we're just gonna Alt and duplicate this whole thing. We'll drag it to a lower level in case it's a little bit bigger. So now I'll select these again, we'll drag it to where it fits. And then we don't need this one. And this one can just do one of them little, and then we'll just drag this up. Now we're cooking. Okay. All right, let's see what this is like. It's fucking stupid. Okay. That may be too many. We should add, okay, I think the pitch is too high. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna add a pitch shift. So I have a -3 pitch shifter right here. I'll drop that on. Let's see how that sounds. Okay, that's dumb. That's really dumb. It's a little loud for some reason. So again, G, standard preset for audio gain adjustments. Right now it's at 0 decibels, but I feel like it's a little loud. So we're just gonna go, let's go -6, drop it down 6 decibels, see how that sounds. Perfect. Perfectly dumb. Yes. Yes. Perfectly dumb is probably a good description of me as a person. Okay. So we can do, I don't know if you're familiar with Premiere Pro or not, but this little bar down here, see it has the two the two balls at the end. You can drag and it will adjust. It's essentially like hitting plus or minus on your keyboard. So what plus and minus do is they zoom in and zoom out. So this is just a manual way you can do it in the program if you don't have a keyboard or have plus or minus on there. I should use plus or minus because I find it easier and less finicky than having to drag this little bar. But yeah. Okay, onward. Shout out to Yvonne. Okay.
It's a great gummy, dog.
Okay. So there we use pushes, so we're gonna use a pull here. So let's just get this a little centered. Okay. Perfect. Cool.
Can't go wrong with a great gummy, dog.
Yeah. Just me being dumb as usual. Okay. No, we gotta Matchbox 20 push. Got that right here. I'll get TOS if I do that. Probably. I probably shouldn't do that.
Hey dog. 8 out of 10.
Oh, okay. So now we have another rating. So I was muted probably when I talked about this because again, dumb as shit. So this pink, you see it here. That's for the intro, and you see it right here again. That is a text layer. So again, with the Alt click duplicate, it saves a lot of time. I now already have a rating right here. So I'll Alt click it, put it over here where I know I need it. Again, release click before you release Alt, duplicates, and then we'll come back here, listen to the audio to fine tune where I give the rating. So, so I start here. So we'll just drag this clip, maybe like zoom in. If you zoom in more, the more you can fine tune. Yep, there. And didn't give it a 7, gave it an 8. So we'll just adjust that real quick. Boom, boom, easy. Sometimes, depending on what number it is, it fucks with like the alignment. Fortunately, the 8 and the 7 have similar widths. So yeah, it stayed the same spot, so I don't have to adjust it at all. And we'll extend this a little bit. Yeah, sometimes, I didn't do this on the other one, I should have. So if you right click at the edge, see this little red arrow? If you right click it, a default transition for video, don't worry if you have to go to bed, dude, don't be sorry. I appreciate you popping in, I know it's late. And also, thanks for letting me know my mic was muted. Because otherwise, I would have just talked to no one forever. So, thank you. See you later, man. Takarisi. But yeah, the default transition for Premiere Pro for video effects is a crossfade, which is pretty nice. It's like, you know how something slowly will appear or disappear or fade it or dissolve into another scene. There is a dissolve. This one's just kind of like slowly fades one thing into another if the clips are merged together. In this case, it's at the beginning of a clip, so it will just slowly present that clip. It will slowly appear. So there's that, cross dissolve. We don't need that to be through the whole process, and then we'll do it again at the end so it slowly fades away. So there's that. You can kind of see here. We might have to render it.
8 out of 10.
We can make that a little bit longer depending on how dramatic you want it. I don't typically care too much because for these videos, I don't try to make them perfect. I try to make them to where I think they're fun. And a lot of fun things can be perfect, but I don't want to spend too much time worrying about making them perfect when I think they're fun and enjoyable. And I have fun doing it. So yeah, I think this is probably good enough.
8 out of 10.
Cool. Okay. So in this one, we'll just add a poll. Let's adjust this video clip. Put myself nice and center. Yep. Our poll will add a slight zoom, slight little push in. Boop. There we go. Okay. Now let's render this section so we can watch it back and make sure we like what we did. Sometimes we hate it and we have to start over. But yeah. Yeah, as I was saying, while I was muted, if you're wondering where this is, Adobe Premiere Pro. I've been using Premiere Pro for about 3 years now. I initially learned to edit on Final Cut. So this is set up somewhat similarly. So the transition wasn't super hard. And I think it looks like there's a lot going on, but I think as far as video editing softwares go, Premiere is relatively beginner friendly just to get like basic video editing. Premiere itself is relatively powerful. Especially now, there's a lot you can do within the program. But to get a base understanding of how to edit a video, it looks complicated, but it's really just a couple things and you're off and running. So yeah, like you have your basic cut, C, selection tool, V, and that's really all you need to know how to do. Highlight, delete, and that's pretty much it. And you can get a basic feel for how Premiere can work and video editing can work. Obviously, there's a ton more you can do. But as far as base software, I think Premiere is one of the easier ones to just get your hands on and get going. What's also nice about Premiere is it's part of the Adobe suite. So that includes things like, Photoshop, After Effects, Audition, and a couple other great programs that they have, Illustrator. And since they're all part of the Adobe suite, they all incorporate and integrate very seamlessly within one another. So part of like pain in the ass with Final Cut was if you had something really cool in After Effects, getting it over and formatted into Final Cut could sometimes be a real pain. Whereas with Adobe, they typically seamlessly integrate with one another, and it's really easy to get one file from another program to another within the same suite. So like if your audio is all fucked up and you want to tweak it in Audition, it's very easy to go back and forth between the programs and replace files with files from other programs within the suite, or import files within, and you can import, export, all that kind of cool stuff within their programs and their suite. So that's a really nice thing about Adobe as well. But yeah, this is probably, I don't foresee myself switching to another editing software unless something really cool and drastic comes along. So of course Adobe has its bugs, its faults. There's some the bugs aren't typically major, they're just small minor bugs that are annoying and interesting that they haven't been fixed, since I find a lot of people complaining about them. Like for example, if you go to window here in workspaces, my name, Danny, is highlighted. So I've created my own workspace. Sometimes when I launch Premiere, even though my workspace is set up how I want it, so essentially what workspaces are is you can arrange the windows. And essentially the program, you can arrange things where you like them, how you like them, how big, how small, what you want to be shown, what you don't, things like that. You can essentially customize your workspace. So that's yours. And sometimes when I launch Premiere, it moves stuff around. It's like, don't give me the option to create a workspace if you're not going to save it. And it doesn't take long to put stuff back to where I want it. It's just another, like, one of those minor inconveniences that, like, surely I've seen enough people complain about it. So, like, why isn't it fixed? And at the end of the day, is it a huge problem? No. It's just me bitching. And at the end of the day, I think Premiere is a great video editing software. So, all right, now let's just watch this. I'm done ranting for now.
All right, we got mochi gu, grape, which is mochi juice, name of it, and then grape flavored. I like grape flavored things. Ah! It's a grape gummy, dog. Can't go wrong with a grape gummy, dog. 8 out of 10.
Okay. This dumb shit is dumb. I think I want this even lower. I think what I'm envisioning is lower. It might just be, okay. So over here, there's audio effects that you can apply. So maybe if we add, I wonder if we add a flanger to that, I wonder what that sounds like. Probably really bad. Not too bad, actually. Maybe a phaser. Phaser, laser, blazer. No, not quite. Oh, some reverb maybe. Let's have some surround reverb. Just didn't hear anything. Okay, so that's not what we want. Maybe some. Let's try a delay. Actually, it's not like a generic pitch shifter. I thought there was time and pitch. Pitch shifter. There we go. Okay. Okay, I might have to do it individually, then paste attributes. That's fine. Semitones we want down. We want down. Okay, see what that sounds like. Alright, let's get rid of that. We may have made a mistake, ladies and gentlemen. Now I have to do this for every individual one. It's gonna be a pain in the ass. We slightly fucked up, but that's okay. You live and you learn. That's video editing, baby. That was a clip from wasn't a clip. That's a spiff on Drawfee. I don't know if you watch Drawfee, but shout out Drawfee. Big fans of Drawfee. They're great artists, great people, hilarious people, very talented people. But it essentially is an art podcast, and they do a lot of drawing, theme drawings, character generated drawings, those kinds of things. If you haven't seen yet, I also like to draw. I'm actually doing a drawing stream tomorrow night, but I'm very much a fan of Drawfee and very much like what they do. But long story short, I said that's video editing, baby. They have a phrase that's art, baby, when they find themselves complaining about the process of art, which is true. It is true. That's video editing, baby. Oh, shoot. Undo, best friend. Undo is everyone's best friend. Okay. Only 6 more. I didn't count. That was a rough guess. Okay. Okay. Nope, we'll delete the clip again. Undo, best friend. I love you. Okay. Okay. Let's get rid of that. Get that corn out of my face. Okay. Alright. This is what I'm going to spend the most time on because this is very important. Is it really? No. But to me, extremely important. I wonder if I think if I just make it quieter, maybe. G again, audio gain. Let's drop it at 4. Hit it at -10. Let's see how that sounds. That's better. That's fine. You know what? That's fine. We're not going to spend too much time on that. There was a weird frame somewhere in here that I wasn't super happy with, so let's go back and check that.
Grape, which is mochi juice. Name of it. And then grape flavor.
This one. That was weird. Okay. So the frames are slightly off. So what we can do to fix that is we can push this in a little further. So that way the offsets of the camera aren't as noticeable. And if it is noticeable, it's close enough to where it shouldn't really matter. So, let's see.
Mochi juice. Name of it. And then grape flavor. I like grape flavored things.
That's probably fine. Yeah, that's fine.
Ah!
That is fine.
It's a grape gummy, dog. Can't go wrong with a grape gummy, dog. 8 out of 10. Shit's good, bro.
Okay, cool. So, right now, that's probably good. We will see if we can save. Why is it not letting me save? What do you mean I don't have an internet connection? I'm literally on the internet right now. Right? I'm on the internet right now. Okay, there we go. There it is. Okay, so typically you can just hit Control S, which is save. This is actually a team project. So what that means is you can collaborate with other people. So for me, it's other people I work with. If they want to come in and check something or work on something, you can't work in the same sequence, but you can work within the same project. So that's what we have going right now. So instead of hitting Control S to save, I just hit publish, and we'll leave a little comment. Intro through Second Candy, which is what I worked on. Done. Okay, then we just hit publish. It's publishing, which means it's saving, and then we are good to go. So with that in mind, we're just going to stop the stream there because it's not working the smoothest. I'll try and figure out some kinks here and there, but overall, for one part, sorry I was muted for half of that. Shout out Mafia Midget for letting me know I was muted. I appreciate that. But yeah, again, if you have any questions about editing, how the process goes, so how can you speed up the process, feel free to drop a line. Helpful for life. Again, my name is Danny. Just reach out, and I will answer your questions to the best of my abilities. yeah, and I'm trying to stream probably 2 or 3 days a night, or 2 or 3 days a week. So yeah, it's a variety of things. I'm playing some League of Legends. I've been trying to climb the TFT ladder. Been doing some drawing streams, like I kind of mentioned a little bit earlier. And then I'll do a little bit of probably editing too, if I can figure out the kinks. I think it's fun to kind of edit with you guys. And also, the more people we have in here, the more questions I can answer, the more we can engage, the more fun it will be. And then hopefully it will get to the point where you guys can make choices as I edit, and then they'll end up being in the video. So I think that'd be pretty cool. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you stopping by, and we won't be muted next time. All right. Again, I'm streaming tomorrow, or same time, 9 p.m. I'm going to be drawing. What am I drawing?